Okay, we're just gonna do a test real fast. Now I gotta adjust mic settings. Okay, there we go. Testing, testing. Alright, that should be good. Alright, that should be good. Okay. Alright, now to send out some links. Okay. We have a viewer. Hey there, what's up? What's going on? I don't remember how everything's set. Okay, yeah, we're gonna play on hard. Photo mode, no, we don't need that. 60 hertz, yes. Okay. Alright, so we'll be getting started pretty soon. About 5 minutes or so, so I'll need just a few minutes. Okay. Let's go ahead and get this started.
Hello. Who are you? Welcome. You're safe with me. I'll be right here, nice and close so I can speak without alerting the others. Let me tell you about Senna. Her story has already come to an end, but now it begins anew.
What's happening? It's breathing. It's breathing. You know she's getting closer. You can feel her coming closer. She's getting closer.
This is a journey deep into darkness. There will be no more stories after this one.
Why is she doing this? Why isn't she doing it? She's doing this for him. He's already
Oh, how wonderful. I never told you of the others. You hear them too, right? They've been around ever since the tragedy. That's not quite true. Some are old, some are new. Changed. I think the darkness changed them, just like it changed her.
Can you see them?
Why isn't she looking?
Why aren't you looking?
Look, up ahead. Do you see it too?
You promised.
Yes. It is real after all. She's finally arrived in the land of mist and fog. The place the Northmen call Hell.
Come back. It's not safe. Go back. It's not safe.
So basically, when...
Look around and you'll see them.
Yep.
The drowned, the sick, slain. Here they lie, rotting in the fields and rivers of hell. But the dead don't always lie still here. This is not a place of rest.
They're going to do that to you. Can you see them? Can you see them? They're going to do that to you.
So basically, when she said her journey's already over, but it begins anew, the main thing you need to know about this game is that it's about the experience of psychosis. And one of the things about psychosis, if you know anything about it, is that it can be very repetitive. You can relive the same things over and over again. And that's not specific to psychosis, but it's one of the main themes here.
She's afraid. You You'd think she would get used to it by now after so many years. But the darkness, it just builds onto itself, growing stronger, towering over her. You might try and ignore it, turn away. It's always there, just out of sight, when you're most vulnerable. It's like it knows that just enough light is all you need to see its suffocating power.
Interesting fact, Melina Juergens,
I think she's brave to go on this journey on her own. It isn't bravery that drives her. Bravery only means something to those afraid of death. And it was fear. It's far, far deeper.
Melina Juergens, I'm not sure if I pronounced that right, but she's actually the video editor for Ninja Theory. Like, she does all the videos, and all that stuff for Ninja Theory, the company that developed this game.
What is she looking at? Is she looking mad? I know what she's thinking. I hear her thoughts. It's not too late to get into the boat and go back. No one will judge her. No one will ever know. Oh, she heard us. There's no going back.
You can't.
Senua pushes away a world that conspired to cause so much suffering. There's nothing to go back to, no worse to look forward to. Why don't you join us? Maybe you too have a part to play in this story.
Use your eyes. Use your eyes. Come closer. She can't focus. Why can't she focus?
So focus is going to be your right trigger. It's one of your main mechanics in this game.
Do not forget my stories, Senua, because your darkness comes from hell, and your fate lies there. They say the burning of a corpse will take you straight to Heller's Gate, but gods and the living will follow this path. You must leave the Isles of Orkney across the eastern sea and find a road that leads north and down through deep, dark valleys. After 9 nights of riding, you will follow a great river and will find a bridge covered in gold. The path to Helheim goes from there, across the river of knives that flows from the dark world of Niflheim.
You notice if I focus, the world gets quieter. It also makes the Furies quieter too. The voices in Senua's head. So it can make it easier to focus on things you're supposed to be listening to.
Yearns for life, hungers for it. There's such a call to the heart.
She's not Can you see it?
Land of mist and fog. The old fool was right. What was it he said? The river of knives across which lies the halls of hell. The place they call Helheim.
He's lost.
If you look closely, you can see the head's breathing. It was doing that earlier too.
There's no doubt about it. The source of the darkness is in Helheim. And the goddess Hela holds his soul there. Oh dear beloved. Dillian.
What does she do? Why is she doing this? Why doesn't she turn back? She's doing this for him. She wants to rescue him. He's already dead.
The bridge to Helheim. I forget its name. She forgets too. But she does remember that only the dead may cross it. That path wasn't so easy to forget. The old fool said there was a hidden path into it. Let's see, shall we?
The Northmen speak of 9 worlds. The world of men they call Midgard. Sky gods dwell in Asgard. The gods of earth, harvest, wind, and sea dwell in Vanaheim. The good elves dwell in Alfheim. The evil ones dwell in Svartalfheim. The mountain giants dwell in Jotunheim. The fire giants dwell in Muspelheim. Niflheim is the world of ice and darkness. Only the dead dwell in Helheim. And that is where you must travel.
Hey there, thanks for joining. So if you'll notice on the icons, you'll see an M in the middle. That's the one for this lore stone. The last one we did was an S, so you'll notice it starts at the top and goes clockwise. That's how you know which lore stones you've explored and which ones you haven't. In this case, I've played the game and found all of them, but the ones you haven't found will be red. And that's actually important towards the end of the game.
That's the way. Don't stop. You can't. You're in danger. You've got to drop down. What's down there? Turn around.
If you wonder why I'm hesitating a little bit here and there, sometimes if you wait, you can hear extra dialogue.
Why did she do that? She shouldn't have done it. She can't go back now.
No, this is it. The hidden path.
He's going to hurt you.
Don't kill me. I'm not one of them. I was just hiding. I find I live longer that way. Please let the bastards catch me again. Never! Wait. Who are you?
Druth? Is that you?
For my tales of the Northmen, they call me Druth. Liar. An old fool. Druth is my truth.
It's good to see you again. You kept your vow.
Guide you in this life and the next. I will tell you my stories of hell, if I may walk with you.
Tell me your stories again, old friend. I'm listening.
The runes seal the gates to hell. Focus your inner eye, and you too will see what's hidden in plain sight.
Focus.
So something important to remember
She needs to look closer. I can see
is that this game tells the stories.
Find one like it to investigate.
This game tells the stories of Senua's past, starting with her most recent events.
It's near. Focus. You'll find it. Look towards the gate. And the gate will open.
Oh, so you've already played through it? Yeah, if you've already played through it, yeah, if you've already played through it, that circle at the end unlocks something when you find all the lore stones.
Go through it. It's dangerous. Follow it. It's work.
Basically, it expands on the story behind why exactly the Northmen attacked Senua's village.
Learnt their ways.
Oh yeah.
You listened, and everyone else laughed. My people pay the heavy price. Carry my stories with you, and together we will make the Northmen feel our fury.
Yeah, there is a lot to discover with this game.
This joins us.
And honestly, you notice more stuff the more you play through it.
Pretend they weren't real. But what good is that? When we are always here.
You can say something's real or not real, but perception's reality.
I guess it's the same with heights. You can stand on the edge, pretend it's going to be okay. But you know that death is near, waiting for you to make that little slip. You can't just push things away.
You hear stuff like that multiple times in this game. You know, you can't, and you really can't wish things away. You have to face things head on and deal with it.
The world of the dead is ruled by the giantess, Hela, daughter of Loki. The gods feared her bloodline, bad on her mother's side and yet much worse on her father's. So, as a child, the All-Father cast her down into Helheim and gave her power over those who die of sickness, age, hardship, and self-slaughter. In all of the 9 worlds, only Hela can resurrect the dead. To Hela, your Dillion was sacrificed, and with her you must bargain.
What'd you think of Hellblade when you played through it? Like, honestly, this game is pure therapy for me. Yeah. Like, I think this game is an awesome example of what Unreal Engine can do.
The gate to Helheim divides the living from the dead. Is that the face of Hela herself? The half-rotten goddess that rules over Helheim. Whatever horrors lie behind that door, she must find it. Shh. Someone's here. I'll give you what you want. I won't resist anymore. Just give it back.
Yeah, yeah, you'll see you can't hurt him. I mean, you can parry him and all that stuff, but...
Behind you!
Yep. I could play that part for a really long time, but I don't feel like it. Oh, definitely. It's one of the things I love about this game is it just attacks the issue head on and doesn't mess around with it. It's so in your face about it. I like it because it's honestly, it's more of an experience than a game. Hey Ralph, what's up? How'd your stream go, man? Yeah, sorry I missed the end of it.
The darkness does not bargain. It does not reason. It is wrought. And now it has taken hold. It will spread towards her head, the seat of the soul, until there is nothing left of her.
Nice, man. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for stopping in and hanging out.
All of her suffering will have been for nothing. It's just a matter of time.
A dark rot will grow each time you fail. If the rot reaches Senua's head, her quest is over. And all progress will be lost. Now here's the thing about that. The developers didn't technically lie about that. There was speculation of a permadeath mechanic, but
That is what Dillian taught her.
it's not quite what you think it is, though.
With every defeat, the dark rot will grow and soon it will take her soul. But for now, at least, she still has control of her mind. And she will fulfill her vow. Whatever the consequence.
He's not right.
Listen to me, Senua. The goddess Hela lies behind the gate to Helheim. To open the gate, you must first face the gods that guard it. The god of fire, Zurt, and the god of illusion, Valravan. Spill their blood to open the gate to Helheim and enter the land of the dead.
Hellblade is about the condition known as psychosis,
She has to fight two gods first.
which basically, here, let me quiet the Furies real quick.
She's going to die. Which one will she challenge first? Be very careful.
Oh, that's not quieting them. But basically, psychosis is, I mean, it can be a disorder on its own, or it can be a symptom of something else, and it's basically marked by hallucinations and delusions. In this case, the main character, Senua, she is embarking on a journey to this place called Hell, where the goddess Hela is supposedly holding the soul of her love, Dillian. And the whole game is her struggle with psychosis through that journey. You find these lore stones throughout, and they tell you about the lore of the Northmen that attacked her village. I mean, you know that much pretty much from the start. But these pretty much tell you about the lore of the Northmen, supposedly, which are Vikings.
The Northmen say that in the beginning there was nothing but darkness. Bitter cold to the north, fiery hot to the south. They say the cold formed ice, which melted from the sparks from the south. The power of the darkness gave life to the dripping ice, and the first giant was born, and was named Ymir. The ice continued to drip, and the power of the void gave life to it, and it became a cow whose milk fed the giant. That's right, a cow. But you weren't expecting that.
The Norsemen, they're called Northmen in this game, but the Norsemen in their earliest days, you know, and all the way up into the Middle Ages, where they were known as some of the most shamanistic and barbaric of the different civilizations on Earth.
Valravan, ancestor of the seers and master of ravens. He hunts his prey with his powers of illusion and feasts on their remains. Follow the path to Valravan and defeat him in battle to earn his mark. The gate to Helheim cannot be opened without it.
Basically, Helheim is it's one of the 9 realms. It's the realm of the dead. Oh, dude, this game is amazing. You have no idea. It definitely messes with your head the first couple times you play it.
The Northmen say that Odin and his brothers killed Ymir, and that the world of men was formed from his corpse. They made his bones into stone, and his flesh into earth, and his blood into the salt sea. They set his skull to be the bowl of the sky, with his brains for clouds. Odin and his brothers caught the sparks flying from Muspel and made them into stars. And to protect the new world from the giants, they used Ymir's great curving eyebrows as walls.
Yeah, like I've always loved, like me and my brother are both fans. They were like huge fans of like Greek mythology. I say Greek mythology because it's really similar to like Roman mythology, but I mean, the Romans kind of absorbed Greece after conquering them, so I mean, I kind of see them to be one and the same with a few differences here and there. And I always found Greek mythology to just make more sense.
Illusion hides the path to Valravan. Don't trust your eyes. Find another way to see the truth.
So you notice that like the edges of the screen are like kind of shiny and it has that effect. Usually that means that Senua is hallucinating in some way. Because if you look up, well, okay, it's not a bird puzzle yet. So this up here is where we need to go. Hey, Smashley, what's up?
It's a door.
So glad you could be here. Hello, hello. She's on hard drugs. I guess that's one way to put it. Hey everybody, what's going on? So you'll notice these are pretty much portals. And you'll notice this is pretty much the way to the truth as it exists in Senua's mind. Because honestly, that's what psychosis is. Hold on.
We do. We mostly just close our eyes again and pretend what we saw was never really there.
That is very true. Oh, dude, this game is so deep. It's beyond words sometimes.
She tried.
What it said just now, like supposedly, you know, she could never close her eyes to it. I mean, that's the effect psychosis can have, is your mind doesn't take a break from things like that.
Because once you gaze into the relentless darkness, all that lurks within it can see you too.
Everything that's being said by the narrator right now is very, very important. Yeah, these cannon fodder guys, they have pretty basic combat skills. They block your attacks mostly. So you have to be careful about that because they'll counterattack if you spam too much. But they can be parried. They're also not very smart, so dodging them is a good way to deal with them. The interesting thing about this game is... Oh, it is. That sucks. I have it set to stream at 1080p 60 frames a second on my end. Does it let you adjust the video quality on your side? Because I know on like on the Twitch website it lets you change it, but I don't know about mobile. You might check to see if it'll let you change the quality. Yeah. I don't know. I want to say it's less the phone and your service. See, like, but like you see these doors. Like I said, the thing about psychosis is you're hallucinating. Like you kind of have to ask yourself, is this door really closed or is she just imagining this shit? Sprint is awful in AC or SC. I don't know what you mean. My bad. Oh yeah, I gotta focus. Gotta get that Valravn symbol.
Valravn's power of illusion comes from ravens. Align the ravens to break his magic seal.
Mainly for free Huku. Oh, Sprint is awful in South Carolina. Okay, now I understand. My bad. About what school you got? I graduated from the 5th grade, I'll have you know. No, I'm just kidding. I just didn't read it. I was being too quick. Yeah, not using Sprint can actually make puzzles easier to solve in this game. Especially this one where you have to line shit up. See, and you notice the ravens are gone. I hear every 5th word. It gives me a challenge to guess what you guys are talking about. Yeah, I hear Sprint does suck. A lot of they just don't have very good service in a lot of their markets. Free Hulu. Actually, that's just them. Actually, that's just them giving lip service to Hulu.
Crossing into another world that looks the same but feels
You see him?
an imposter world. Where the forest
That freaked me out the first time I saw that. Like you can actually see eyes on the trees. It's kind of crazy. Like I said, normally when you see things in this game that normally aren't there, that's usually a good indication Senua is having a episode of some sort.
Stay back. It's not safe to listen.
To break the seal, align the ravens with the mark of Valravn.
See, the only thing that sucks, Ralph, though, is you're watching it now and you're already going to know how to do everything when you go to play it. I feel like that's such a man answer.
I hear something.
If you hear the seal of Valravn, follow it.
Ugh.
Lead you to him, but be aware of his illusion.
Now we're really seeing and hearing shit. So the ravens are there, which means we need to get up there. Okay. There we go. When you think about it, it's not free because, I mean, nothing's free. It has to come from somewhere. If it's free, that means it's usually paid for with your personal information and advertising. Oh, there we go. I always feel like somebody's watching me, and I got no privacy. Alright. Hey, buddy. Fight, you coward! Do it now! Alright.
Last time, last winter, before the tragedy, she journeyed into the wilds of her native land, living off berries, roots, and rabbits. It's not uncommon, you see. We call such a person a Gelt. Some like to drink from the Gelt in search of penance.
Okay, that's a portal.
Excellent. To Perchicars. Those who make it back
Ah, damn it.
are forever changed.
There we go. This portal is misbehaving. There we go. Yeah, this game doesn't like Unreal Engine doesn't like when you go through portals backwards. Doesn't work very good. Here we go. Alright. We need this open. That's so we can do this. And you'll see why in a moment. Hey buddy, I'll deal with you in a second. This is so we can get to a secret lore stone. Yay!
The Northmen say that Odin is always in search of knowledge and wisdom and magic. There was a very wise being named Mimir, who guarded the waters of wisdom which flow from the roots of the world tree. Odin wished to drink from this spring, but he had to pay a price. So he gouged out his own eye as offering to Mimir. He drank from the well and traded one way of seeing for another.
Yep.
She can get up now. What's happening? She can get up now. How can she get out? A trick. Raven. Tricking her. Raven. How can she get out?
And that door we couldn't open earlier.
Dark magic draws her closer.
There it is.
It's a trick. She's doing it on her own. He's not tricking her. It's magic. It's an illusion.
Is this game baking your noodle yet? Hey, I saw those eyes. She has an IB in her at the moment. It was all just a dream. And she was just in a severe car crash. No, I'm just kidding.
Creature in the night. If only it were that simple. The worst kind comes without warning. Deep and primal signal from within.
Mm-hmm.
A reminder that just because you cannot see the threat, it doesn't mean that it's not already here.
Find your own path. There's a different way. Finish this. Don't let them surround
Ah, damn it. I keep forgetting about that. Oh yeah. There's only 2 attack buttons. And then you have a melee attack. And that's basically it. Now, interestingly enough, if you block at the right time when your enemy's attack is supposed to connect with you, that's how you parry. But there is a limit to what you can parry.
Ymir was a frost giant, a being of darkness, and all his sons and grandsons were dark after him. Of his daughters and granddaughters, some were monstrous, but others fair. And there was another who came from the ice, Buri. In shape, he was like a man, big and powerful. His son, Bor, took a fair giant to be his wife, and they had 3 sons. Odin was the eldest, and the Northmen hold him to be the foremost of the gods, the Old Father.
Yeah, he's the All-Father. His wife is the All-Mother. And the reason they call him the All-Father is because of that story that was being told about him earlier, and the fact that he traded one way of seeing for another. And the reason for that is because in most religions, the head figure,
Do you know what it's like to leave everything behind? Your home, loved ones,
scary.
to head deep into the wilds, perhaps never to return. Senua does. Because when darkness speaks, it changes everything. Turning home into a foreign land and loved ones into strangers. Exile makes sense when you realize that you you were never really home in the first place.
That kind of explains why people isolate themselves when they go through something like this. Because most people most people will never understand what it's like to have a mental illness. So it can be really difficult to relate, and a lot of people are afraid of things like that.
The Northmen say that Odin has two ravens. Their names are Thought and Memory, and each day he sends them out to fly all across the world. Upon their return, they perch on his shoulders and tell him everything they have seen and heard. In this way, he learns of things far and wide, and for this reason, he is called the Raven God. Sinner, like Odin, you must seek wisdom through thought and memory if you are to succeed in the quest.
You can actually exit out of those early, but I usually don't, because if you try to run away from them, you get out of range of the sound and you can't hear what it's saying. The thought and memory he was talking about refers to being mindful in your day-to-day life. So pretty much, like as things happen, you observe, try to look at things critically, and not take anything too personally, and give your mind a chance to process what's happening too. That's the whole thought and memory that it was talking about. Like, that can be very difficult to do in stressful situations, but it's very important. And oddly enough, things like cognitive behavioral therapy and mindfulness training are actually some of the primary ways of treating things like psychosis. Well, besides, antipsychotic medication, but...
The song. Oh, Raven. About Raven's song. It's over here. It's over here. Is that? It's over there. No, it's here. There's two. Listen, focus. Listen. It's not good.
Technically, you can solve this puzzle without doing anything, but I'm not going to ruin it.
The forest.
Where? Which forest? The forest in the wilds.
The wilds.
She left the world. She went to the wilds. Why did she go to the wilds?
She wanted to
Let me
fight her
think.
own darkness. She thought she could beat her own...
Did she beat the darkness?
No. It nearly killed her, but she tried.
It's...
Druce helped her.
If it wasn't for Druce, she'd
She'd
be
be
dead.
dead. She can't beat her own darkness.
Is the door on that side or this side? I can't tell. I want to go the way where the door is.
But she didn't work.
She thought her curse...
Yeah, it's on that side.
She thought her curse was
That way I don't have to run back all the way back around to get the other one.
She thought she'd bring the darkness to him too. She nearly died.
She thought the curse made her tainted.
Druce helped her.
Oh, wait. Shit. Yeah, here we go. Yeah. It's hard to chat because I can't hear much. This game is absolutely gorgeous.
The ravens.
They've gone.
No, half of them have gone.
They've gone. So sorry.
But where?
No, ravens. He's not helping. It's true. Quiet.
Out in the wilds. In the cold winter woods.
Where?
She no longer felt fit for this world.
Okay.
She almost gave in to the darkness. But she remembered Lillian's words. She remembered her promise. She resolved to fight on. And kill, rust, which had become part of her.
Hey Ralph, can you do me a favor? If you would, kind of, I guess she's having trouble hearing it or whatever, so just kind of chat with her a little bit. I know she probably doesn't mind, but I don't want her to feel left out. Because it kind of sucks that she can't hear what's going on very well. Turn up your speakers, oh my god. That's the that's funny. The deceiver strikes again. No. Okay, so there we go.
Northmen say you must sacrifice in order to receive. They tell how the runes were revealed to Odin only in sacrifice. He hung himself from the world tree, and he stabbed himself with a spear, and he dedicated the sacrifice to himself. For 9 nights he hung on the tree without food or drink, and at last he saw the runes below him. He gave a cry, and gathered them in his mind and learnt them. Then he fell from the tree.
You're such a bad translator, man. I've been so busy with family parties, I'm ready for an Ashley day. Yeah. I don't suck asses. You do this thing called what? Wow.
The ravens. No. There's three. Where have they gone? She did it.
Looking back, I was so naive to think she could banish it on her own. The further she saw into the darkness, the more she struggled to see anything at all. And the gloom, the smallest hints of shape, sound, grew in strength until they consumed her whole.
Oh my god.
The darkness had her in its claws.
Okay, I need to go over here now.
The gate is open.
You translate better.
There is no such thing as
Stop talking, you're not doing your job.
Life doesn't want to kill her. Yet, will gnaw at her, biding its time. Only when she is at her weakest will it strike to kill. Will she find Dillian before her time comes?
You're such a good friend, Jake. It's story time with Ralph. Oh, damn. Dun dun dun. Alright.
Overcome Valravan's final illusion to face him in his keep. I know you can do it, Senua. You have the sight.
We both see the darkness. We can fight it together. Speak to me, Druth. Tell me a story.
Senua, listen. I will tell you the tale of a man called Findan. The Northmen captured Findan's
Stop it.
sister.
There we
and
go.
His father sent him to pay for her release. But they took his gold, put him in chains, and held him for a day and a night without food or water.
And
Then they
only
released
3
him.
of us ended up in the hospital.
Why? Upon his return,
Jeez.
his father's enemies in Erin set fire to his home. His father burnt to death, and his brother was killed. But he escaped with sorrow in his heart. His father's enemies offered redress for his loss and invited him to a feast that was at a hall near the sea. But when he went there, they betrayed him to the Northmen, who enslaved him and took him to hell. 6 years later, his slave masters landed on the shores of Orkney, burning all before them. And into that fire, Findan made his escape. What was Findan? burnt away that day. But from the flames, a new man stepped forward, and Druth was born. Druth, the man that I am now. And though Findan never set eyes on his dear sister again, I, Druth, have found you, Senua.
I wish you could have seen my home before these dark times.
So Druth was a scholar by trade. So if you were a scholar, that meant you were a very intelligent and wise person. And scholars were valued by people like the Northmen because they could translate, do all kinds of things that the Northmen, wouldn't be able to do, by sheer force of will. Like, if you've ever watched the show Vikings, scholars played a huge role in that. I've only ever really seen a few of the episodes, but the head guy, if you remember, he ends up learning to speak both languages. He ends up learning about Christianity, so, he kind of becomes the guy that bridges the gap between everybody.
The gate is open. Open.
It's darkness. I know it from the wilds. It's coming back for me. I'm still here. Are you too? Where are we? I remember.
Oh, they did, most definitely.
It didn't end well in the wilds. It never does. You think you can overcome the darkness, make sense of it, and once relief settles in, strikes down there, throwing you helplessly back into the maelstrom, drowning the mind in fear, deeper, deeper, driving you down so far into the void that maybe this time there is no coming back.
So basically right now she's having a night terror
Darkness.
after a nasty fall that she had during a psychotic episode.
Hear me. Reach out to me. Senua,
She woke up, but she's still half asleep.
look into it, for it is a window into the underworld. Within, you will see the face of the darkness that you fear.
Really quick. Night terrors, if you're not familiar with them, it's basically when you're in REM sleep and you're having like a really vivid dream. Because REM sleep is actually higher up in level of consciousness than like the first stage of sleep. It's right under consciousness. That's why when you have dreams, it can seem so vivid. So a night terror is when you suddenly wake up, but when you're in REM sleep, your body releases hormones that partially paralyze your muscles so that your body doesn't harm itself while you're sleeping. So when you wake up, you're basically paralyzed, and that's why night terrors can be so frightening for a lot of people. Honestly, I've had them since I was a kid, so I'm used to them. I don't have them very often, but I've had them enough to where they don't scare me a lot.
And if you focus, like I have taught you to, you will also see that as much as the darkness has you trapped within its veil, it too is trapped within yours. Focus. Focus! Focus!
I see you now. You led me to the wilds. You trapped me there.
That could either be a nasty fall that she got involved in, or it could have just been, ah, damn it, I meant to block that. It could have been a nasty fall, or, you know, her just being, weak from starvation or something while she was in the wilds. Oh, dude, they do. If it's not too terribly personal, what were you dreaming about when you had one? You don't have to answer if it's really personal. Oh, dude, this game is epic. Ah, damn it. Yeah, when he yells like that, it affects your vision. I have night terrors occasionally. I mean... Damn it. Turn around, please. Oh, I wasn't in range, that's why. Damn it. Oh, and you tilt left and right on the stick to switch targets.
She's ready. You are a capable warrior. There's too many of them. Find a good position. Keep less than behind you.
Damn it.
Take him down. Focus. Focus now. Beating him. She's beating him. She's nearly there.
Damn it. Oh yeah? Ah, he knocked me down.
Focus. Focus now.
Damn it. Ah! There we go.
I never beat you in the wilds, did I? It was an illusion. But not
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Mark of Valravan, one of the keys to the gate.
Don't
to
play
Helheim.
with death. How about we don't let you
Hold
get
it
blown up
in
this
your
time?
mind's eye.
Yeah, that would be a good idea.
With every battle, the darkness grows
Yeah,
stronger.
that sucks, man.
Every victory, bringing her closer to defeat,
Hopefully they don't affect you as badly as they used to.
isn't it?
But, I mean,
The most dark
I know my uncle, when he was in the military, he came out and he had PTSD and stuff, so...
letting go. If it weren't for truth, a chance encounter in the wilds, she would not have heard his stories of the Northman. And she would not have this chance to find Dillian's soul.
I think Flinchy said something about having PTSD too, didn't he?
I still hear
Well, you're a pretty cool dude in my opinion, man. And for the most part, it seems like you've done a lot of work to overcome whatever it is that, you know, whatever it is that you had whenever you came out of the military. So I'm happy about that because you're a cool person.
Shifting faces.
A risk taker, yeah.
The trees.
Adrenaline junkie, maybe?
Caves.
Now I'm second guessing myself. Delusions. Hey, no problem, man. Thanks for stopping in. It was good having you. I'm glad you enjoyed the game.
I wonder. Can you see the faces too?
Adrenaline junkie, yeah.
If you look for them.
Mother. Senua, you have the sight. Just like I do.
You'd be
Once
bored.
you could see into the underworld. The underworld and all the souls within it see you. Don't be afraid.
So you would be bored. That's your reason.
I will
No, I'm just kidding.
to guide you.
Did you see her? That was her mother, Galena. She was a priestess, a healer.
Mm-hmm.
She taught Senua to see the weave that binds the world together. And it was beautiful. It was a time before the darkness. But when it did come, it first came for her mother. Senua still sees her face from time to time, hidden in the world. Like she's still watching over.
So the plot thickens. So Senua's mother had psychosis before Senua did. I wonder what caused Senua's mother to develop the condition. When I was your age, we didn't have those fancy schmancy holograms. We had a stream deck with 6 buttons on it. I need more. Problem free and drinking vodka on a beach with Russian models. Try 15. Yeah. Dude, that almost looks like a stained glass window. I cannot argue this logic, Ralph. That ain't enough models. I'm kind of a one-woman man myself. I wouldn't know what to do with more than one, let alone 15.
They surround him. He's not strong enough. Stop them.
Oh yeah, these guys are brutes. So the brutes, they're stronger. They have a little bit more advanced tactics, and they're more difficult to stagger. So fighting them can be a challenge. So basically, after we started the Valravn fight, we now have the ability to focus in combat. So that slows most enemies down, increases our damage. Basically, it makes us faster and stronger. Now, that guy had a shield, so basically he can block your attacks, and they counterattack a lot more aggressively. They can be difficult to deal with without using a melee attack to break their guard. You stroked me as a one girl kind of guy. Okay, I was about to say I don't think that's quite what you meant. One woman and 20 different women. Someone has to take his place. Oh man. I wonder if I can go back through here. Huh. I can, but I had to jump down to get through there, so. Good luck in your model endeavors. Hey, if that doesn't work out, you could always be a Chippendales dancer.
Surt, the fire giant has answered. He comes from a land older than mankind. And the Northmen call upon his flaming sword to raise their enemies to the ground. Find him, Senua. Spill his blood.
She found the wretched old fool on her way back from the wilds. An outcast, was badly burnt all over. She took pity on him, for he was not one for this world. Like her, he spoke of his own darkness, the Northman.
See, he was kidnapped and enslaved by the Northmen, and they tortured him. I mean, they probably did horrible things to him, I imagine. So, yeah, him having psychosis of his own makes sense.
The Northmen say that what we see as a rainbow is the bridge that goes from the world of men to the world of the gods. For now, they say the frost giants and the mountain giants cannot cross it. But they say that when Ragnarok comes, not a thing in this world will be safe. The Rainbow Bridge will break under the onslaught of the fire giants riding on flaming steeds. Senua, I have seen the fire of Surt spread far and wide, and to our lands. Ragnarok is coming.
Okay. There she is again.
Senua, we each walk these lands gazing towards different horizons, some of us further than others. Your father cannot see what you see, but there is nothing wrong with seeing the world the way you do.
There we go. So now we're getting into the story behind the Northmen, going into more detail about them.
It's nearly over.
She finished him! Find yourself position! Don't let them...
Yeah, sometimes the Furies warn you when you're about to get hit too. Oh shit. Get up.
She's injured.
Alright.
You can still smell sweet, sickly stench of burning human flesh. And I still hear their cries carried in the wind. You hear them too, Senua?
Yes, I heard the screams, and I still hear them now.
One thing about this game, though, I'm sure you can probably already tell, is this game has no HUD and no tutorials. Other than telling you the controls, it doesn't tell you anything about how to play this game. But At least, at least not with tutorials and stuff like that. But this game find other ways to teach you how to play it.
Focus.
Let's see.
The path to Helheim is sealed to the living, and you already walk amongst the dead. Look towards the gate, and you will see that it has opened.
So now we're getting into the meat and the potatoes of the story of the Northmen.
Enough of their tongue to beg for mercy, and they took me as a slave. I wish that they had slaughtered me like the others. I rode their storm of fire, death, slavery to many lands. This darkness you speak of, I know it well.
And I'm still here to fight it.
Unlike the other guys though, shit. Unlike the other guys though, you can't power your way through a shield. You have to kick their shield down. Ah, damn it. Come on.
He's down. Finish him.
Focusing also helps you regenerate health too.
When you see a fire gate of soot, know that only a sacrifice will stoke the fires of Muspel, and that the dead walk through. Find the fire, Senua, to follow the path to soot.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm probably going to play through a couple more sections and stop the stream myself. So, yeah, I appreciate you dropping in, man. Yeah, thanks for being here and keeping the chat going.
From the horrors it does offer, because you cannot overcome suffering.
Nice.
Use to look at it.
Yeah, hopefully I'll be able to stream it again soon.
get through. She'll need to find another way.
Truth and sight.
There's always another way.
There's always
Yeah, I'll talk to you tomorrow, man.
just have to find it.
I'll probably be on for a bit before I go to work, if anything.
Find the fire, Senua, to follow the path to Surt.
It's too far.
She'll never find it. She'll never make her way back.
She needs to remember the way back.
What happens when she finds it?
Everything will burn.
Concentrate, concentrate.
Probably Destiny 2.
Everything will burn. Then she'll find the way back.
I would imagine. I like 7 Days to Die, but I prefer having more extended periods of time to play it, so I don't feel so pressured to get stuff done.
The Northmen say that at Ragnarok, the sons of Muspel...
So yeah,
travel
probably
to
some
battle
Destiny
on the
2
ship
before I go to
called
bed.
Battlefire, corpse ship. And when the sons of Muspel leave the ship and ride to battle, it will be as though the sky had split open, and Surt will lead them. Wherever he goes, flame will erupt before him, and fires will burn behind him.
Oh yeah, definitely. It'll probably be at least 5 days, because since I had 2 days off right off the bat, I'm pretty much working through the rest of the week until Sunday. Oh yeah, definitely. I'd be down to the coast stream. I've never done it before, so it'll be interesting to see how it works.
The Northmen made fire sacrifices, burning slaves like me to reveal the path to Surt. I searched for meaning in their suffering, in their eyes, but they just screamed like helpless pigs.
Alright, no problem, man. Get some good sleep. Have a good one. Oh, damn. Shit.
Do your gods answer your prayers, Senua? I asked the gods for mercy, all of them, even theirs. None answered. In the end, I set myself free. Defy the gods, Senua! Find your own path, like I find mine!
My gods abandoned me. I am alone.
Find the fire, Senua, to follow the path to Surt. The Northmen of Hell worship the Devourers, insatiable gods of darkness. I come from Erin, Senua, where I once followed my own gods, the Tuatha De Danann.
Why did you abandon your gods?
Senua, I was a man of knowledge, a warrior. To survive, I did things. Bad things. Like you, Senua. The man I once was has died. And when that happens, even the gods you worship can die with you. The Northmen say that the defender of Muspel is called Surt, the foremost of the fire giants. His name means the Black One, because he is like something burnt. The Northmen believe that he sits at the border of Muspel with his flaming sword, and at the end of the world he will leave his post. He will travel to Asgard and Midgard, waging war against all the gods. He will be victorious, and then burn the whole world with fire.
So how's everybody else doing tonight? How are y'all enjoying the game? There we go. No, I love playing through this game. Like, even though I probably played through it a dozen times, it's one of those games, like, I can play through it, you know, and play through it again after a few days. I never really get tired of it. Because like I said, this game's more of an experience for me than a game.
Let it collapse, and have the courage to shed your tears. Raise your world to the ground!
My world is dead.
Only then, as with a newborn, will you see the world anew.
No, I see nothing now.
So your conscience is telling her what to do, and she can't accept it. That's another part of psychosis too, or you know, that's a part of any kind of mental disorder too. Is, you know, sometimes you become confident in certain things that you think you know, and that can make it difficult to move on from things.
Tell me truth. How did you escape your darkness?
Once I found my purpose, I was no longer enslaved to the suffering I had to endure to reach it. Unclouded by fear, I could see it clearly in others. And so, during one raid, I took my chance and ran, knowing that they would not follow. A fool ran into the fire. They left me for dead. Maybe they were right. But here I am. Free.
I'm glad I found you in the wilds. I wouldn't have made it without you.
The Northmen believe that the world will be destroyed someday. They call it Ragnarok, the destiny of the gods. Asgard will be attacked by Surt and the fire giants. A monstrous wolf will swallow the sun, and the gods will fight in vain against their enemies. There is nothing they can do to prevent it, but Odin ever seeks knowledge and magic, hoping to find a way to postpone that dark day.
Oh wait, I'm supposed to go this way. There we go. I feel like I missed one of the lore stones. I don't know if I can go back to it. It'll only take me a couple minutes to find it. Yeah, it's back this way, I believe. The question is, can I still activate it? Yes, I can.
The Northmen tell this story. Before the earth was created, there was a world called Muspel. Because it was in the south, it was bright and hot, flaming, burning. Sparks that flew out from Muspel became the stars. Other sparks melted ice in the frozen world of Niflheim, creating the body of the first giant, Ymir. Muspel is one of the 9 worlds, and is now the land of the fire giants. And people from elsewhere cannot endure a journey there.
There we go. And where we ended up is right on the inside of there. The way's blocked, so you had to take like a detour.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. This darkness takes everything. Everyone.
Senua, are you sure you want to do this? We can fight this together, side by side. We always do.
This is my battle. I have to face it alone, away from you.
Where will you go?
I don't know.
For how long?
I don't know.
I believe in you. You know that. Just promise me that you will come back to me. I want you to say it. I want you to say it.
I will come back to you. I promise.
Come on.
The blood of serpent. Take his mark, and I will change you from now and forever more dead.
You destroyed everything, everyone, but not me. Fight now!
Ah, hell. Better believe I am.
Focus now!
For every battle won, a greater battle takes its place. But so it goes. Until we fall. And in the end, we all fall. Even the gods have their time. Yet we still go on. Why?
I made a promise, and I will go to hell to keep it.
I die free, knowing you will carry my stories with you. I have fulfilled my quest.
Yes, you have.
When the darkness comes, I vow to guide you in this life and the next to fulfill yours.
Then I will see you now.
Be ready to face horror in the eye, as I have, to find your answers, your quest, your truth.
Truth was a troubled man, scholar turned slave. They tortured him, took him with them on their raids, drove him to madness, spreading this new form of darkness to new worlds. To my world, Senua saw a deep connection form between the Northman and the darkness. His tales of hell were true, and that was the source of it. She learned everything she could from him, until she too could see what he saw. Have you ever died before? It's a serious question. When the illusion of self is shattered, you simply cease to be. Though it may not seem that way to others, you know when it is true. You can feel it. A stranger in your own body. An imposter. And nothing is the same ever again. Senua has died before, and she will do so again.
With the mark of Valravn and the mark of Surt, you may cross the bridge over the River of Knives to Helheim.
Why is she waiting? Open the gate. Open the gate. No, it's dangerous. It's dangerous. Don't open the gate. She's done it.
Here's a really fucked up part.
It's so dark. It's dark. The dark. Only the dead may cross. Only the dead may cross. Only the dead may
Truth? Anyone?
There is no one here but me.
Not you.
Did you think that I would let you go? That you lost me back in the wilds? I will never let you go. You can't get rid of me. I am your shadow. And I will be watching when you draw your last dying gasp.
I'm not ready to die.
You will be when you see what they did to your dear beloved.
I love this poem.
In this waking nightmare, where all dreams come true, you searched for control, a way to pull through. When you were in love, left you in tears to smother your furies and banish your fears. But in darkness they came, through stormy black seas they raided these shores. Do you still hear his screams? And now that you're home, he's so far away. They've taken his soul. To these gods you cannot pray. They can break you, but not your promise. Even death won't keep you apart. Through his darkness you will find him. In your sword still beats a heart. You fought for love unspoilt by your darkness within. You fought for your dreams. Now there's no way to win. In the head of his corpse lies the seat of his soul. So you must carry his vessel to bring him back home. They can break you, but not your promise. Even death won't keep you apart. Through this darkness you will find him. In your sword still beats a heart.
Basically what we just witnessed was Dillian sacrificing a manner known as a Blood Eagle ritual. Which I can't go into detail here, but if you Google it, it's pretty brutal.
Everyone could see it in the hollows of your eyes. A gaze averted from life. You ran from it but brought it nearer. Led it to him. An endless suffering worse than death. And you wanted to surrender. Abandon to find peace with the gods. No. The darkness won't allow it. So you will walk into the lair of the beast. Look it in the eye, and you will go to war. This is your mission. This is your quest. There is nothing else left.
Or is there? Alright guys, so that's going to be the end of the stream right here. Let's talk for a second about what's happened so far. What do you guys think of the game so far? Personally, first of all, you have to play this game a few times to really start making sense of everything, because the events that you see in the game are told starting with the most recent, but the way the story's told is kind of out of order, and that's by design, because you know, with psychosis and other disorders like it, you know, people with schizophrenia suffer from this kind of thing. It can be very difficult to keep things straight. You know, especially when you're in the thick of it. You know, like when you're having an episode with whatever you're dealing with. You know, even normal people deal with this under normal stress. It can be very hard to keep everything straight. Um, and that's one reason why it's so important to be mindful and not and try your hardest not to, get caught up in things. I mean, sometimes, a lot of times stressful situations happen and we don't have any control over the circumstances. We do have some measure of control over how we react to it. And you kind of see in Senua's case. I mean, she has psychosis, so her very perception of reality is altered down to the most basic form. I've never hallucinated or anything like that. I'm pretty sure we've all had delusions at some point. We've all let ourselves fall into the trap of believing things that aren't true. About other people, about ourselves, about the world around us. A lot of people have experienced what's known as gaslighting, though. And it's basically when someone is abusive and manipulative to you in a way that makes you question your own perception of reality. Things like that can lead to psychosis. It can lead to psychotic episodes. And it can happen in the most mundane ways. I mean, myself, I was bullied a lot growing up in school. And even as an adult, I still experience bullying a lot. I experience a lot. I experience it a lot in the workplace. At most every job I've ever had. And when everyone else around you, seems normal, and they're too caught up in doing what they're doing, and they're not paying attention to what's going on with you, it can make it a very lonely experience. And that just feeds into it more. I guess if there's anything to take away from this, the most important thing is know yourself and know who you are. And don't let anybody tell you otherwise. I know that seemed kind of like a rant. I mean, it probably did seem kind of random, but I feel like a lot of that really does come out in this game. And as we go deeper into the game, you'll definitely see where a lot of this is coming from. If you're interested in watching, I mean, there are playthroughs of this game, like no commentary playthroughs. I have one on my own YouTube channel as well. Both with the lore stones and without. They're both no commentary playthroughs, which that's usually what I like to do. Like usually when I stream this game, there's really not anybody watching, so I usually just do no commentary. It feels like the most peaceful way to play this game. Well, hopefully that shed a little light on what's going on. We've kind of talked a little bit about some of the stuff Senna was dealing with. So far the game's addressed her leaving Dillian's to go fight her inner demons in the wilds, which as we saw, that only made it worse. When you have someone that's trying to help you, and when you have a support system, you can't abandon that. Like, you have to have a support system dealing with anything in life. Going through life alone sucks. I mean, I know that better than anybody. We also saw the story behind how she met Druth and all the things that she learned from him. Like Druth going through what he went through. Yeah, I can only imagine what he would have gone through. And, the person you are is never the same after going through stuff like that. It's like you go through stuff like that, and you know, then when you're around people that you used to know, it's like they don't know you anymore, and it can feel like you don't know them anymore. But there's always a way forward from that, even if we don't see it. I think that's the important thing to take away from this. We'll go ahead and stop here, since this is the part that makes the most sense to stop at, because this game can, you know, this game can layer scenes one on top of another, and it can make it really hard to find a stopping point. So I think this makes the most sense, and we'll start from here next time. Probably in about 4 or 5 days, because I had the last couple of days off work, and I'm pretty much going to be working through the rest of the week till Sunday, so it'll probably be a while before I stream again, as far as this game's concerned. So thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks for being here. You know, thanks Ralph and Smashley for participating in the chat so much. And thanks to everyone else who just hung out and watched. I hope y'all enjoyed the game, and I look forward to having y'all here with me next time. Y'all have a good night.